So he meets with the commissioner, like you said, and it was described as a productive meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, though, are the Nets going to adjust those 6 things and kind of meet halfway and make this work? Or are they going to stand on those things? Because if they stand on them, I really think it's over the top to the extent of being just humiliating and dehumanizing. It's just nonsensical stuff. And I think that all of this has gone like way too far. We're not talking about a person who, like, literally of their own words and thoughts, like, said something scandalous. They basically retweeted a movie available on Amazon, which if it's on Amazon, it's available to the planet at this point.
Yeah, especially
Was there any caption with it?
No, that's
no
what
caption.
He added
just
nothing
retweeted
to it.
He added nothing to
retweeted
it.
it.
So and the thing is, there also with that is, once he retweeted it, the thing is like, I'm not a Kyrie fan on the court or particularly off either. But he just didn't do anything wrong, as Pink is outlining here. Just didn't do anything technically wrong. But there's a couple of things that is going on at the same time, because if Kanye West never has his whole thing, this is not even a thing at all. Like, Kanye created this environment to where we're just over. I don't know the word I'm looking for here, but it's a very touchy-feely environment we are in now.
It's
with
highly
anti-Semitic.
It's highly
Anti-Semitic.
sensitized.
Yes, highly
because
sensitized.
of what Kyrie's done over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Him getting canceled, business relationships severed.
Yes.
You also have a game plan for how to react to this.
Yes.
And in walks tone-deaf Kyrie.
Yeah.
And that's really...
Yeah, it's really what it
like,
is, yeah.
It's just an idiotic move.
Yeah.
And it's like... And the other analogy that I think is apt is Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
Who, like, walks in with her weed to the moment that the Russians are going to invade the Ukraine.
Yes.
And just walks into a politicized situation as like, here, fuck me with no lube.
Right. Like, in the grand scheme of things, like, yeah, these people didn't do anything incredibly wrong.
No.
But, like, there has to be some type of onus on them. Like, hey, man, do you see what the fuck is going on around you? Like,
yeah, exactly.
like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So, I'm not particularly, and this is another thing. Kyrie is not, he's not this martyr that the black people are making him out to be on social media. That's just not Kyrie Irving. He's not somebody that should be celebrated and followed. Like, saying that he has a bad plight is one thing, and that the NBA Nets they're sort of using him as an example, and they're doing too much, and they're making him do too much, and being whatever dehumanized and all of that stuff is correct and true and honest. But he's not a person that the black Twitter, as they like to say, and the black social media is making him out to be. Kyrie is a person that, as soon as he retweeted that, and then in the press conference, he has a term that I love that he says. He was like, "How can I be anti-Semitic? If I know where I'm from and who I am, how can I be anti-Semitic?" I love when he said that, because that's the quote he gave in the media. But as soon as Adam came out, it was like, well, in the Nets, like, 5-game suspension. I apologize. I was wrong. I did like it came out like as soon as
it was $500K.
Like 10 minutes didn't even pass by, and he's already apologizing. Like he's not like people in that situation. Like, Kanye was willing, whether you think he's wrong or right and all this and that, that's for another day, another conversation. But my point is that he was willing to lose all of his partnerships, he was willing to do that for his cause that he believed in. Kyrie was like, literally, you could just see he's not. He looks like he's going to go through these thick things. And I'm not blaming him or causing him. I'm from Eatonville, Florida. I'm doing anything for the fucking check. Yeah, I'm fucking apologizing too. I'm not, yeah, so I'm, do what you need to do, you know what I mean, for your money. But I'm just saying, those are two different cases. And I just don't believe he should be made out to be this martyr or somebody that you should follow, as black social media is making him out to be.
And I think that there's like a weird level to this too, that like the ostensible punishment for this becomes disproportionate for what he did, and that almost makes a martyr. And I find that terribly troubling. It's just idiotic. Like I think that things deserve to be proportional.
Yeah.
And that's the root of accountability, and accountability is what we need and what we want. But if you're going to over punish things, it makes no sense, and you lose credibility on your end, and you make martyrs of people that don't deserve to be martyrs.
Yeah.
He's really not worthy of that.
Yeah.
But it becomes like everyone's being an idiot. Like, he's tone deaf when he makes the tweet. They're overreacting in punishing him and now making him a pseudo martyr. It's just all messy, man.
You remember when Riley Cooper of the Eagles, he was out there in at a concert.
Dropping the N-word.
Yeah, I mean, and he got into an argument with a group of black people, and it was filmed, it was put out, like the video was put out and everything. This is not something that was silent or anything. They put it out. He was like, "You nigger," like it was the hard ER, and he was screaming to the top of his lungs. He didn't have to go meet with Barack Obama and the 6 councils of the Black Constitution and all of that crazy shit that they're making Kyrie do. Look at some of the stuff they're making Kyrie do. They're making him, they say, look, meet with representatives from the Anti-Defamation League as well as Jewish community leaders in Brooklyn. After completing 1 through 5, meet with owner Joe and lead franchise officials to demonstrate the lessons learned. Complete sensitivity training created by the Nets. Complete anti-Semitic, anti-hate training designed by the Nets. Like when other people do, they don't make them go through this fucking foolishness. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, especially when he didn't literally say anything out of his mouth.
Right.
And then to go to the fucking documentary that he did retweet, there was nothing. What Kanye said was worse than what's in that documentary, and I don't think Kanye directly said anything that's incredibly like bad or wrong. He was just highlighting things, right? So in the documentary, it's just this fucking guy, and all he's doing is offering up information, and literally he says this like 100 times. He'll make comments like, this is up for you. This is up, for you to believe, or what do you think? And I'm just here offering up the information. Like, he says different things like that throughout the entire documentary. He's not making any definitive statements. He's just really like, it's like a person who read Google and watched YouTube videos and made his own YouTube video. That's really what it is.
And I really feel like, that Kyrie is kind of like a faux intellectual in his own mind.
Yeah.
And I think that he's particularly susceptible to that sort of stuff. And I think that he tries to learn things and look into things and might not completely vet the stuff that he does. And in my mind, he did this relatively honestly. I think he probably watched the thing, looked at some of the content, the questions raised by it, was probably intrigued on some level, and literally probably was sitting there thinking, hey, more people should look at this, and what do they think?
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, if you really look at his personality, his likely psychology to releasing that, that's most likely what happened.
Yeah.
Does that warrant a ton of punishment?
Yeah.
Hell no. It's completely disproportionate. Does it maybe deserve an explanation? Hey, do you realize everything that's in there? That, when you tweet it from your platform, it seems like an endorsement? Fine, answer those questions.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's fair.
And maybe have a meeting with the commissioner, who, to my understanding, is Jewish as well. And maybe he's going to give a perspective and say, hey, here's why I think this thing's, dangerous to just kind of ostensibly promote. You want to look at it, watch it, read it, do some thinking on your own, cross-check some things. We all have the right to do that. But when you, as an NBA player with X amount of followers, retweet this, it's different than, somebody else doing it.
And for anyone watching, because what's been happening lately when we post these clips, a lot of people come in these comment sections, and I don't know if you watch me, but I'm always commenting back because they come at us pretty hard. So I had to make sure I clarify everything I say now. One of the biggest drawback from that documentary is that guy questioning if the Holocaust ever happened, and I know that triggered a lot of people as well, and so he did do that. You know what I mean? And I don't have any inkling, clue, or comment about that. at all.
Well, I'm quite confident the Holocaust happened.
Right.
I'm comfortable in
But
saying that.
he was offering, information and all of this, questioning that. So that's one of the major things that was in there for sure. For anyone that didn't watch it and don't plan to, yeah. I don't know. You think this is his last dribble? I thought
It's last triple.
I thought originally I had a small, medium feeling that Kyrie may not even do these 6 things, and that might be the last time we saw Kyrie play an NBA game.
He is a different guy, and I think I've looked at Kyrie as a basketball artist.
Yeah.
His creativity on the floor is next level stuff, but he is more an artist than a basketball player, more an artist than a basketball killer.
Yeah.
And his desire to play, desire to win championships, I legitimately question. I think there's a joy in playing that he experiences, but I don't know that he's fully invested in team building, being face of franchise, gutting out what it takes to win. He has won. He's won Game 7. He's won a title. And in his mind, I think he checked the box and doesn't feel he needs to do it again.
Yeah.
I just think that's the way he's wired. So that's a different mentality, and I would not want him as the best 1 or 2 players on my team. But I think he'll play again, and I think the commissioner kind of did what he could to leave that open.